Yeah.
I should explain. Oh shoot.
Well, you gotta start over, Amy.
Do I start over? And so her head is developing not symmetrically. And so she has to wear this for, I think, 9 months, and it's real soft, but it keeps her head from starting to go in a different shape. They said
my grandson had it on for about 6 months.
They caught it early. Yeah. And so they said that really you won't notice it because she'll have hair and everything. But when she goes to put a bike helmet on, she may not be able to wear one. So that's when it's like, well, that starts getting pretty important, and but you can see how much I shoot, and then I shoot and I shoot. And then I realize, oh, those colors, the place their home was just filled with toys. And I knew I just wasn't getting it. I could keep shooting and looking and shooting and going back, See, we're kind of getting somewhere now, and I can feel it. So then I stay there quite a while and get lots and lots of pictures of them there. There, that's
good.
Yeah. So there, it's like, God, you got to just keep shooting and shooting and shooting to get this. This is a mom that I shoot for free for. She's a single mom, and she wanted this baby in the worst way. She just wasn't meeting anybody that she could settle down with, and she's a breast cancer survivor.
Wow.
And her being alive is a miracle. And they said that she could never get pregnant, and she did. So these are 2 little miracles. And she teaches early childhood development at Cal State Long Beach. She said, I have this education. I should be able to use it for my own child. So when people say, well, your pictures are always better than mine, it's like, well, God, I've got a lot to choose from. And I'm not even showing you all of them, right? I'm skipping through just to spare you. But I really wanted you to see this shoot, it's just.
And that's very interesting for me, Amy, because normally with a cell phone, I just take 1 or 2. I don't think about taking this many pictures.
Yep.
The advantage of having digital is you can do this.
I know. We live in such an amazing age of photography.
I was lucky when I was shooting film. The company I worked for gave me all the film I wanted.
Yeah, that's pretty lucky. Wish I had that in school.
Plus, they process it for free.
Oh, yeah. I like that one a lot, actually.
Yeah.
That's one of
that
my
works in
favorites.
black and white really well.
Yeah, yeah.
I like that one.
You like that one?
Yeah.
She's like, yep, she's tired. And little ones, they only have so much to give, right? There's just like, they get tired. It's pretty cute.
Oh, that's adorable.
Who, the baby or you?
Me too, man. We all get tired.
And she has such a nice smile.
Yeah. Yes. So what about the burst?
You can use a burst, but burst will really chew up more memory really, really fast, but you can do that. And there's also live mode. And with live mode, you can go back and it's like a 1 or 2 second video clip, and you can take out a clip from that.
Oh, I see. Mhm.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I used a burst mode on my camera and I just got too on my regular camera. And I just
Yeah.
got,
Well, and there's what is too many? Like, so this is a job,
oh yeah.
I shoot for her for free. I treat it like a job, and I want to make sure I've got the one.
Mhm.
I need. And you're probably saying, okay, I get it. You shoot a lot.
My Android has a burst mode on it too.
Yeah.
Sometimes with burst mode or even action mode on your cell phone, it can be, depending on your cell phone, if it's 5G, the newer ones or whatever, it automatically asks you if you want to shoot in 3D or action mode, so that when somebody else, if you share it with someone, they can see the progression of the photo, not just the one still photo. So it's very convenient feature that they have. It's just like almost to me like your regular phone or camera, but it's just in your pocket, not as heavy.
Mm-hmm.
And you can always transfer them to the Adobe Photo or Lightroom and all this and that kind of stuff. And still, as long as you have that mobile app on your phone, you can transfer those photos to those specific processes too as well.
So some other things we want to think about, because we're so mobile now, is to shoot up, shoot down, get close, step back, because we now have the mobility to do that easily. Like that picture I took of the baby black and white, I had the phone down on the ground. So here's some ideas of
Cute.
of what you get when you're shooting, when you just try to get on a little different angle. That's from that same shoot when I just shot that one dog in the middle. Isn't that cute?
That's a great picture.
Thanks. So shoot down. I could get down low for these ladies. And get in close. We're at a restaurant. I really was excited to see these folks, and I just brought my cell phone and wanted to get some really fun pictures. And it's, we're just in a restaurant, and you can get in close. You don't have to have the whole restaurant background. And I could have my camera out on the water and I wasn't too worried about it. Could just lean over these two. They were good friends, actually. Another one where the cat was not afraid of me because that cell phone just didn't scare her. If I brought out my big camera with her, she's really a nervous cat. And this one I thought was fun because I wanted the background, but they're not real posy people, but I got everything I wanted. It was beautiful sunset, casual.
Is that your son?
Yeah. And his wife, she just the cutest thing ever.
Yeah.
Hey, we know them.
My headphones are dying.
Uh-oh. Yeah, so we worked on this a couple of times, the first one didn't come out, but the fourth one did. And they got, they were laughing at something I was doing that was crazy, but yeah. I thought that was really nice of them, nice and casual. You can get really dramatic things with your cell phone, and you can turn it into black and white right on the phone. It's so much fun. I'm fiddling around with it all the time. This little lady, God, she lives up here, and I saw her walking through the mailroom in this outfit with her nice yoga pants and red boots. and a red scarf to match. And I came flying out going, I want to know you. I mean, we're going to be friends. I can tell. She's adorable. She is 97 years old.
Oh,
Oh,
Mhm. Yep. And so I talked about her boots and she goes, oh, I've got boots for every occasion. And I said, I want to photograph them. And I just, all I had was my cell phone, and she grabbed me by the wrist and took me home. Here we go.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. I
So
thought that was one of Imelda Marcos' pictures.
I know. Yeah, she's in good shape, man. She is hilarious.
And this tells its story.
Yeah.
Yes.
that's for sure.
She
But
is-
there I was with a cell phone, it's okay to make it good. I turned the bathroom light on because it just was sort of looked like a black hole behind her, and that it turned out yellow, and I don't know why, because it wasn't yellow. It's just the temperature of that light bulb, and I thought the yellow was cute.
a friend of Melda Marcos.
Yeah. They're great for selfies.
Mhm.
How
Oh,
easy
yeah.
is that? You can get, you can even work on it, see if you like it.
You look too serious.
Oh, this is out of order. I'm going to play it for you anyway. That's really cute.
I think the camera's out. You're gonna smile for the camera.
She's knocked out.
Look, the camera. Look.
Oh, there. Again, cell phone. I mean, I was left alone with these 4 dogs on a camping trip. And so I had to really make sure that they were under control for a sit and stay. And if I had my big camera, I'm not sure I could have pulled it off, because the yellow lab does not want to sit and stay. And so she was, we had to go fast on that one.
Oh,
Just spontaneous, they had a little renewal of vows and no photographer, and they didn't ask me to bring my big camera, but I always bring my cell phone. And you know what? You knock out that background and that's just fine. Same mom at a different event. I just thought that was really cute. Nice cell phone shot.
Oh,
On a dog walk. I had her out. It's my daughter's dog, and it was just beautiful flowers and kind of overcast, and it was just perfect. And this is camping. I can sleep with my cell phone, but I don't want to sleep with my big camera. It's kind of bumpy. All right. So we're going to remember to go clean your lens so your cell phone will actually take better pictures. Think of your backgrounds to make your subjects stand out a little bit better. If you want to use a blurred background to help your subject stand out, have the window, if you're going to shoot with a window, have the window at your back, and it will make very pretty light. Do we have any questions about cell phone photography?
fantastic.
I have
Yeah.
a comment.
Yeah.
When you go into portrait mode on my iPhone, I can change the f-stop.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you mentioned that. I got bumped off the internet here.
Oh, sorry. We did mention that a little bit, Kevin.
Okay.
You can actually crisp it up too. You can make it sharp again. If it's a shot you thought, oh, why did I do that? I need to see who's carjacking that guy, and I need to go get detail again. And then you can clear it up. Portrait mode has some other interesting features too. You can kind of change the lighting. I never get very far with that. It's kind of fun to play with, but it doesn't ever look real enough for me to save a shot with that. There is another thing. We have another minute or two. You can, on your screen, get a grid on it. You know how for thirds, and you go into your settings under camera, And in Apple, it'll say grid, and you just hit that, and then it will always have that thirds grid on your screen. And you have to go back in and turn it off if you don't want it. But sometimes I find that very helpful.
And in regular photo mode, you can tap the screen on a spot and then swipe up or down to increase exposure or decrease exposure.
You can. That's a fun feature. So when you go in to tap your screen of where you want it to focus, and you get a yellow square on the right or the top, it kind of changes of how you have the camera held. It'll have a line with a picture of a sunshine, and you can take your finger on that, the sunshine part, the little sunshine emoji, and go up and down, and that will increase and decrease your exposure.
Oh.
Yeah. What will they think of next?
I also have a comment about live.
When
you mentioned you could go live.
Yeah.
I didn't realize I was shooting live for a long time. And I have, my wife and I have Amazon Prime, and my photos are automatically uploaded into their cloud. And after a while, I got this notice saying, oh, you're out of space for videos. And I'm out of space for videos. I haven't taken any videos. And I went in there, and there's thousands of these pictures that are live. And they're all like 2 seconds or 3 seconds. And it clogged up my memory for my Amazon Prime membership. And now they're sending me, oh, you need to upgrade. No. And I can't delete them in mass.
Oh.
I have to go through, I have not figured out how to delete in mass all those live photos.
Can't we just hire a grandchild somewhere and have them do that while they're watching TV?
I don't have grandchildren yet.
No, somebody with one. We just need like a 13-year-old.
Yeah, please.
If you
garden.
If when you go into the and when you go into that photo application on your cell phone, and it shows that you need to purchase more space and this and that, if there's a way for you to be able to screenshot that so that you have a copy of it, then it's saved into your photos. When you contact Amazon customer service, they'll give you an email to ask you to send them that photo as an attachment, and they'll be able to help you with that kind of a process, because sometimes that happens in Google Photo Clouds too. The standard is like 200 gigabyte things or whatever, but it's so expansive that you really don't have it. You'd have to take a whole lot of photos to want to get more memory space. But on average, it's like I paid for that Google stuff, and it's like $2.99 a month. So, and it says that I'm at 115 out of 200. So I'm still not worried about it. But that's the one process when you contact that I've learned through Amazon. If there's a problem and you don't want to just go through the regular chat process, they'll give you an email and they'll ask you to forward the content of so you can best describe what your problem is, and they'll help you, because they certainly helped me.
Okay, very good. Thanks for the information.
You're welcome.
Any other comments or questions about getting the old cell phone out?
Oh, it's going to cause me to really look at the different options that I have with the cell phone. I've never really paid that much attention to it before.
Yeah, I know. You could dig a little deeper, and there's a lot of fun things out there. There is a little short video. Do we have time for a 5-minute video that I found?
Yes. Yes, we do.
Okay.
While you're queuing this up, Amy, you're going to have to speak to my wife. I have an iPhone 11, and based on this presentation, I'm afraid I'm going to have to upgrade to a 14 or 15 now.
Kevin, I'm not even going to bother talking to her. It's coming. You're going to get it, and I know it. That's done deal. In fact, probably by the end of the day, you're going to have one. So, in fact, this guy mentioned something else you can buy. So hang on to the end here.
Oh, okay.
Doesn't do
This video is going to be some quick and easy tips that you can use to start taking better portraits with your phone, or just some tips that you can use to coach your Instagram husband into how to actually take a decent photo of you. So the first tip is phone specific, and that is for the iPhone 10, iPhone 8 Plus, iPhone 7 Plus, or the Google Pixel. And there may be a few other phones that do this as well. I'm not quite sure, but that is using portrait mode. If your phone has portrait mode, I would highly recommend using the portrait mode feature, because it blurs out the background. It immediately steps up the look of the photo. It makes the photo look like it came from a professional camera and not from a phone. So if you have that mode, I would at least take some of your photos with portrait mode. So the next tip, I think, is one of the most important in increasing the quality of your image, and that is bringing down the exposure. I'm going to show you how to specifically do it on the iPhone, but I'm sure other Android phones can do this as well. I just don't own any to be able to show you. Whenever you use your phone's camera, it automatically looks at the scene and it decides how bright the image should be. And typically it chooses to make it too bright. And so you can actually bring down the exposure by tapping on the screen. And I typically, whenever I'm taking photos of people, I will tap and hold on their face. And so this locks the focus on their face. And then there's a line to the right of that box, and you can drag your finger down and it brings down the exposure. I would say with almost every single photo I take on my phone, I bring down the exposure at least a little bit, because if you edit the photo afterwards, you can always make it brighter, but it's much harder to make it darker. So we're bringing down the exposure, which photographers would call exposing for the highlights. But the next tip is stepping away from the wall. Create some distance or some depth between the person and the background. This creates a much more dynamic image, and it just creates a little more focus on the person than the background. Typically, whenever you're taking a photo of somebody up against the wall, they put their back almost touching the wall. And not that this can't be a good image, but I would at least try having them step forward 3 or 4 feet. This gives the image a little more depth and a little more interest on the person, and can create a little more dynamic image. So in this photo, I had my wife, Sarah, stand right up against the wall. And in this photo, I had her step away about 3 or 4 feet. So the next 2 tips are about taking more than one photo. Instead of just having the person stand there and trying to get it perfect and then taking the photo and having them look at it or whatever, take more photos. So the first part of this, I would say, keep taking photos even whenever you're talking to the person or they're talking to you. Make them laugh, make them smile. If they look over to a friend and they're asking what they should do, keep shooting even that. A lot of times whenever the person, asks a question or something, we'll drop the camera or drop the phone down and listen to them. Instead, keep taking photos of them, because capturing that real smile or that real laugh, capturing their body language when they're not thinking about their body language, is going to be much more natural. So whenever I'm taking photos of Sarah, let's say on my phone, I typically take like 10 to 15 photos of her in the same spot, just as she's moving around, just to get different facial expressions and different body movements. So going along with shooting more is shoot more angles. So instead of just getting the shot of the flat wall with the person standing in front of it, after you take a few of those, just take like 2 or 3 steps to the right and take some more. Hold the phone over your head and take one. Crouch down and take one. Get close to the person or step even further away from the person. You can get a lot of different shots in a very short amount of time. Some of those are probably going to be terrible, but some of those may be good, and it just allows you to be a little more creative. Just have fun with it. There's no right or wrong way. If you take a bad photo, it's not like anybody has to see it. Just, you might find that winning image by just moving around and shooting more. So another iPhone specific thing that I would recommend using is live photos. And you can't use portrait mode and live photos at the same time. But if you're not doing portrait mode, I'd recommend having live photos on, because live photos capture basically like a 3-second moment. So if you took the photo just like a second after a really great hair blow or a really genuine smile, but in live photos, you can actually edit it and go back in time and choose that perfect moment to actually make the photo. So again, this goes along with the shoot more. So if you're using live photos, you're actually automatically shooting more. You can go back anytime and choose the frame that you want to use for the photo. Okay, so those are some tips that you can start using right now to start taking better portraits with your phone. Bring down the exposure, step away from the wall, and shoot more. But another thing you can do to increase your phone photography game is to use some additional lenses. I recently just got these lenses from Moment, and what these allow you to do is get a more variety of images and also get a better quality images than just the stock lens on the phone. And so here are some different looks that you can get with these lenses. This photo is with the stock phone lens. This photo is with the 60mm telephoto lens. This one is with the 18mm wide angle lens. And just for fun, this is a picture with the 170-degree fisheye lens. Now, these lenses are expensive. They're like $100 a piece. So if you're looking at just getting one, I would personally recommend the telephoto lens because I personally like the look of a long lens whenever it comes to taking photos of people. But the 18mm wide angle lens can get some really interesting portraits as well. And it's great for architecture and street photography, things like that. Okay, that's it. Hopefully you can use those tips and go out and up your Instagram game. If that was helpful, hit the like button, subscribe. If you're not, I make videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on this channel. My wife, Sarah, who you saw in all the photos, she is into books and makes videos about books every Tuesday and Thursday on her channel. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you on Instagram.
Okay.
Very good.
We could have just watched that 5-minute video and I didn't have to pull all those pictures together. So that was fun.
By the way, Amy, portrait is spelled P-O-R-T-R-A-I-T.
No kidding. I am ADD and dyslexic, so it's just I just throw a bunch of letters up there, and if it kind of looks like where we're going, then I just go for it. But thank you for telling me.
Don't worry, Amy.
I'll have to fix that before I take this, to a bigger audience.
Yes.
I got a kid that don't want to admit it.